Good evening, FightNGear here. It's been a while since I made a video. I apologize for that. I tell you, the weather's been bad. I've been kind of busy, and so I just haven't had a chance to get to the range. But I'll get back out there pretty soon. I'm doing a little bit different kind of review tonight because normally I like to do a review where I shoot the gun, you get to see it on the range, get to see it function a little bit. But this is not my gun. A good customer of mine that I've made several holsters for just picked up one of the newest, hottest, everybody talking about it guns. That's the Glock 42, the new little 380. And he asked me if I would make him an inside the waistband holster for it. So I went ahead and made one. That gun is clear. And the little holster came out really, really nice. And I just wanted to give a real quick video with my thoughts on this gun. I tell you, when I first heard about it, I wasn't really excited because the rumors were it was going to be big. I understood it was maybe even going to be as big as a Glock 26, and I just couldn't see the need for a 380 that was a real big gun. But as it turns out, it's actually a very small gun. I mean, you can see the gun behind my hand, and I mean, there's just a little bit of the grip showing, but I can just pretty much cover this gun with my hand. And I mean, I have a fair size hand, but I mean, I'm not like an NBA basketball player or anything. So, this gun I would say is about the size of a car PM9, maybe a little bit smaller, a little smaller than the 709, a little bigger than the TCP or the LCP, but it has a lot of things going for it. Also, right off the bat, let me say I'm not a Glock fanboy. I own a couple of Glocks, I own M&Ps, I own XDs, I own a lot of different guns. I have nothing against Glock, nothing for them. I think they're a very good gun, but I think they're really just a gun. I mean, they're just a tool. I don't have a lot of Glock gear or anything like that. So I don't want you to think I'm just a big fanboy pushing this because it says Glock on it. The gun is super well made. It's I'm pretty sure this is an American-made gun. It says USA on it, Glock 42, 380 auto, and it is truly just like a little 19 or 17, at least from the outward appearance of it. It has the Gen 4 style magazine release, so I'm pretty sure this would be classed as a Gen 4, although I don't actually see Gen 4 on it, but that's probably because they've never had any other generation of this over here. Magazine pops right out. It's a little staggered. It appears to be a 6+1. The gun breaks down super easy, just like any other one. It appears to have the captive spring. I've actually never taken this gun apart before, so I mean, there's nothing ordinary about it. Excuse me. The barrel comes out and everything just exactly like the other ones. It appears that the firing pin system is the same. It's a good addition. I mean, it's a very, very nice gun. Let me see if I can put it back together. I'm pretty sure I can. The one thing with me is I don't see very well, so it takes me a second to get it lined up, but I mean, it went right back together. And everything appears to be working fine. I have an odd little test that I do after I disassemble a gun. I like to put a pencil in it and make sure that the firing pin's making contact. That's just kind of a little reassurance. Now, like I say, before I put this into actual carry duty, where at my gun, I would obviously go to the range and cycle several hundred rounds through it. But that being said, I mean, I have no reason in the world to think that it's not going to be a perfectly reliable little gun. I was talking to a buddy of mine tonight. I mean, as far as I can remember, occasionally you hear something like the Glock 26 is easy to limp wrist or something like that, but I mean, you just don't hear about Glock turning out a dog. So I've got no reason to suspect that this would be. It's got the same sights as the 17 and 19, white line on the back. I'm sure it's on all the Glocks. My 26 has night sights on it, but I mean, most of the other Glocks I've seen are just like this. I have a 21. It also is like that. It just looks like really that they put it in a copying machine, scaled it down, and that it's, you know, it's basically just a reduced size Glock. So I would anticipate it working perfect. It looks like I believe it would be sort of a rough texture finish. I don't know whether they'd call this an RTF or not, but it's got good stippling all the way around, including on the front of the grip, and also the I guess you'd call them lines more than stippling. The lines, the serrated lines on the front of the trigger guard. I do not hold the front of the trigger guard, but I know some people do. Anyway, like I said, this is just a real quick deal. If you were thinking about buying one in this area, they're bringing over retail, and I would be hard pressed on any gun to go out and pay $100, $150 over retail. But I mean, if I ended up with one of these and had to pay a little extra for it and it's what I wanted, I wouldn't feel gypped. It really, really looks to me like it's going to be a great gun. I look forward to getting one that I can actually shoot, but like I said, this one doesn't belong to me. The guy asked me to make him 2 holsters. I made him a small belt holster, and then of course I made one of my inside the waistband holsters. I posted a deal on my website. There's the little gun in the belt holster, makes a nice rig. I discontinued for the time being my all leather pancake holster and some of my other stuff. That's because I want to keep my lead time short on my insider, and I'm getting a lot of orders for it right now. Getting a lot of orders for the pocket holster with summer coming on. So I'm going to keep those and keep the focus on them. I'll try to add more product back in later when I get more caught up. But anyway, thank you guys very much, and like I say, I'll get out to the range, do some shooting. I've got several guns that I've picked up over the winter that I'm going to do reviews on. I'm going to try to get one of these, maybe even borrow this one from my buddy to shoot it and do a little bit more of an in-depth review. But just in case, like I say, you were actually wondering about this gun and wondering, how big it is and whether or not it looked like it was worth the money, it looks very, very cool to me. And if I didn't have a 380, it's one I could see dropping the money on, especially if I could get it right at retail price. And the other thing is, like I say, if you're like me and it hurt, it's huge. It's not. I mean, it's a nice small gun, and I think it'd be a great one. I would imagine at some point they'll probably release a 9mm version of it, but I don't know what their plans are on that. Anyway, thanks a lot. I appreciate you watching my videos, and I'll get some more up just as quick as I can.